Hello, everyone. Can you hear me, Renaat?
Yeah, I hear you very well.
Great. Good morning, everyone. What's up, Filipino? Good morning. Magandang umaga po sa ating mga kababayan there in the Philippines and abroad. Kamusta po kayo? How are you doing? Welcome to Pinoy Wheels, another exciting live streaming session. Yes, Renaat, do you have something to say?
I'm excited to hear about this first gold medal, or I'm excited to talk about it since it's a big event for Philippines. Let's get started.
Great. So today we're going to talk about Philippine pride. And speaking of Philippine pride, it is on the headline everywhere. We see it on news. The Philippines celebrates with Hidilyn Diaz after winning the women's 55 kilogram weightlifting match on the day three of Tokyo 2020 Olympics. That was July 26th. So we're going to talk about this success of Hidilyn and the Philippines. If you are a proud Filipino by heart or by blood, don't ever miss this live session today. This is dedicated for Hidilyn Diaz and the Philippines as well. She's the first gold medalist and all the athletes representing our beloved country.
Well said.
All right. So if it's your first time watching right now in Pinoy Reel, this is our live session. We are live streaming on YouTube and Facebook as well. So let me just do a quick introduction. My name is Katrina Sevilla, and I'm the host of Pinoy Reel. We also have on the other side Renaat Sioncke. So we're very excited to talk about this with Renaat.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. So it's an exciting theme for the viewers. I'm not a Filipino, obviously, but I'm married with a Filipina. So it's at my heart to this big event for the Philippines and the Filipino community around the world. And mainly my interest is going out to the sport or the physical performance of the athlete, since I'm a sports educator from training. I have some insights in that area.
Right. I'm super happy to have you with us. And that I know you are a great person to talk about sports as well. Just to tell our viewers, Renat graduated master's in physical education. Is that correct? Physical
Yes,
education.
that's physical education and sports, depending on which country they give it another translations, or they have an other official title of the physical educator's degree. For the Belgian standards, you have personal trainers. Physical education master degrees, physical education, have a personal trainer's degree. Of course, in this case, the weightlifting, it's not an area that I have expertise in. It's not an area that is very popular in Belgium. We don't have a gold winner, obviously, but it's an area of training and explosive power that is very specific with this lift that she's doing.
Right. And I just want to go back to your studies with masters in physical education. You did that in the University of Ghent, correct?
Yes, indeed. I studied at the University of Ghent. It's a university with the first physical educators program on university level worldwide. So they have a long track history of teaching physical education. And it was it was 2004. So it's a while ago that I was at the university, but no problem. I even worked at university, did some research project there. But now back to the performance.
Yes, wonderful. Well, I just want to add something for our Filipino viewers because Jose Rizal, our national hero, also visited Ghent,
Yes.
right? Because during that time when he visited Ghent, he
Mhm.
has friends. He had friends there, Filipino friends, who were studying masters or PhD. I'm not quite sure exactly what they were studying, but they went there in the University of Ghent to do some studies,
Mhm.
and that's very interesting.
That's true. There is a long, long connection between the Philippines, Belgium, and the city of Ghent. Probably the University of Ghent, maybe indirect by the students. But yeah, Ghent has for Belgian standards an old university. So where I was going is in Ghent, in the José Rizal is being remembered, celebrated as a Filipino hero. So he's pretty well known in the Filipino-Belgian community, and that's being celebrated in Ghent on many events.
Precisely. Right. Okay, now going back to sports and your studies. So you also have 15 years of experience, or actually teaching sports in this Belgian school system. So
Yes, that's true. Have all these years experience in the teaching, but it was teaching in the sports school system. Belgium, we call it secondary school. It's the from age 14 till 18 that I've taught most. I did some personal training, but it was never became an expertise. I just had general understanding. So it's just interesting to see that like the people who do the professional sports training, it's a real performance. It's not a overnight decision.
right.
Just how I heard her from her own story saying it's a real alive commitment.
Yes.
And I think that's a bit my intake in this approach of talking about weightlifting, and my expertise, that the understanding for being an athlete, you can be good, you can train along, but to become an Olympic athlete, it's a life dedication, and most of the time you have special abilities, not only physical, mental, emotional abilities that you perform to the best, so that at a certain Olympic event you become the gold winner, the best in the world.
That's right. For me, it's just so amazing to hear and to be a Filipino that, okay, we have finally received our first gold medal in Olympics. Because for me, when you say Olympics, it's like the most prestigious sports competition. And this is like the best of the world. And
Mhm.
so I want to talk also about the preparation of the athletes before they compete, in that competition, and later on we're going to talk about that. But I want to say hello to our viewers. If you are watching right now, say hi, hello. Let me know where you are watching from, and I'll be happy to say hello to you, or yes, announce you online. We are actually live on YouTube and Facebook as well. All right, so I just want to say, okay, going back to Hidilyn Diaz. All right, some information about her. Well, I'm checking right now. This source, she's a Filipino weightlifter. She's also an air woman and the first Filipino to ever win an Olympic gold medal. All right. Oh, and I noticed that she's also not. She's also into bowling as well. So, she, all right. And sorry about that. Yes, she's into other sports as well. But basically, she is from Mindanao. So I'm proud um, Filipino from Mindanao, and she's actually the fifth of the six children of Eduardo and Emelita Diaz. All right. So at first, she wanted to become a banker and tried several sports like basketball and volleyball. So basketball is like the national sports in the Philippines. Everybody loves that. And it was her cousin who introduced her to do weightlifting. So it's the cousin who introduced her and try some weightlifting, and that pursued her to continue the sports. And also one more thing, she attended the university or the Universidad de Zamboanga, where she pursued bachelor's degree in computer science, and then later on she received a scholarship to continue her tertiary education in Manila. That's in De La Salle College of Saint Benilde. All right. So now I want to go back to the preparation, what athletes prepare or do before the competition. Do you have any interesting idea, Renat?
Definitely would add that for training for any big event like Olympics Games, if you want to have that peak performance, you always have to train physical, psychological, emotional, your the whole human body, spiritual. I would add that it's not just a physical performance. Your physical is being connected with your psychological, your emotions. You have to have control in that area. You have to have an experience in that area, and the spiritual life comes together. After all, what after the gold medal and so on, and what more in life. But for the physical, it's definitely a long time period. Actually, all facets. You don't do it in 1 year. It's like now the article that I read about it was in the Bloomberg article. She explained to me that she did 4 Olympic events, so 4 times 4 years. So she has a 16 years training period, and you can believe it's training. You can your muscles. You cannot take a year off. If you take a sabbatical or so, you lose your muscle power, so you can go back to the beginning. So it's more than 16 years, because the first Olympic Games was 16 years ago, if I calculated. So she's training more than 20 years, if not more than 25 years, that she is on the top level, like the top of performing, that she is pushing the body against weights, not always pulling or not always the same pull. It's you have to train every little muscle. So that's on the physical level. It's really training every muscle for a long time to grow. It's only by having the push against the weight that you can just not or just push or pull, that your muscles, your body gets stronger. Before that, she already had great body performance. Maybe she has exceptional genes, because for every training or to become an Olympic athlete in that weightlifting area that she performed in, it's definitely an explosive power move. So you have to be you have to be designed, you have to be equipped with God-given explosive powers. Not everybody has that fiber in the muscles that is powerful, but also explosive. So you have to lift it from the ground, and you don't do it with slow power. You have to have the explosive muscle power. And that's thanks to the father and the mother and the whole gene pool there.
Okay, wow. While you were telling that to me, I was trying to imagine all about those gene part. Okay, there are really people who are built for that kind of success or yes. But of course, there's the training part. So training plus genes, okay, equals success. But in her case, I just couldn't contain it yet or understand fully about the genes part. So that to me is still processing.
Yes, the genes. It's we all have muscles. Maybe if you study some about how your muscles look, you have different kind of muscles, different shapes of muscles. Not And in those muscles, you have different fiber compositions. So it's different cells in your body. And some people are more good in endurance, or some are having powerful muscles, but not explosive. And some have explosive. That's why you have some people who are the best in the sprint. That's explosive. They have their body to push forward, but they don't need to be the best in the power. With weightlifting, you have to be explosive, but you have to have strong, like really powerful muscle, the muscle type. So that's indeed, it's given by the conception. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting to know about that. Now, of course, there's also the diet part, the hydration, and stuff like that, right?
Before we go in there, because it is definitely combined, the physical, it's not only pulling, you have to drink and eat right and proper, and there is a lot of new science about when to eat, what to eat. But even if you have the great genes, you still have to put in the all these years, like over 25 years. I would assume that she has on the track record of performing, because your muscle, if you look in a training program, you don't build muscle without pushing and training. The training is many sessions a day, and for the good movements, many sessions. You have to have in between the sessions enough rest, enough drinking and eating, but you have to be willing to put in the work. And that's before we go into nutrition. Then you come to the psychological training. I like to put that together because people many times don't have experience with that. When I trained on medium level myself, I was blessed in having a trainer, a coach who was having eye for that. It makes or break your performance. You have to balance your psychological well-being with proper training. And with the psychological well-being, you have the emotional and the spiritual well-being combined. But it's also a psychological game. Pulling heavier weight is increasing or going over your comfort zone every single time. And that's not an easy thing to do. One day you reach a point that you think this is the limit, this is my top. And then you have to find a way with your psychological coach, your sport coach, your mental coach, to keep working on that edge too. So it's as much, I would say, physical. Yes, you have a predetermined gene pool, but it's putting in the physical work and putting in the psychological, the mental game is very important too. Because if I look to her weights in her arms, well, I don't think I even have the mental power to try. So it's not as easy as it looks.
All right. So just to keep our audience on the same page, we are talking here about the preparation. What do athletes, especially Olympic athletes, do to prepare prior to the competition? And so we've got the genes part covered. We've got the mental or psychological training part. So they have a designated or specific coach hired to help them in their mental and psychological training. And also you talk about the physical part, the training part, which is also they also for sure hire the best of the best for their physical training, right?
Yes, so I heard in an interview, I heard that she was speaking about her physical coach, her mental coach. So she had all these layers, and she was talking about missing her the Filipino food because she trained in the last year and a half, not in the Philippines, through to the situation there. But the food part is important. Yeah. So it seems that she was keeping an eye on what to eat, how to eat very well too.
That's what I also read on the source, that she was really okay focusing on her food as well, and that she missed Filipino foods. I can feel for her because as a Filipino living abroad, I also missed Filipino foods, and it's so yummy. You know, Filipino foods are really yummy, and but unfortunately they are packed with, you know, high fats and salt and sugar.
Well, it makes me wonder, like, what would I don't know the answer, but what would her favorite dish be? Because as a weightlifter, you need a lot of proteins, obviously. So I wonder, like, what her favorite dish would be, or if some of our viewers maybe follow her closer or know the Filipino weight loss thing diet kind of. What except rice is on her plate daily?
Right,
The
yeah.
question out there. I'm interested to know maybe some fish or some other dishes that she like. I'm just speculating.
I'm also trying to check out. She's from Zamboanga, so I'm not quite sure their national or their favorite food in that area. For sure, Philippine adobo will be one of her
Mhm.
favorites. Fishes, most probably, because Zamboanga is well surrounded by water, and they have great, nice, you know, beaches there. So I'm pretty sure that's gonna be the kind of food that she like. But in terms of, because what the food she's eating in her diet prior to the competition, that I wanted to hear. If you are following Hidilyn Diaz on her social media, I'm gonna check out as well. Let us know what Hidilyn Diaz are, you know, eating in her preparation.
Yes, I mean, interested to know a bit about that.
All right. Okay, so we've got the food part covered as well, the diet and hydration. And what else do you think do
Yeah,
Mhm.
for the hydration, and don't go too much into that part here because I think it's the obvious or the standards that they have to maintain during high performance exercising. So water or other, make sure that she replenish her muscular energy, her muscular electrolytes. So she will have to have a balance in what to add or drink with those waters, and of course after training, a recovery, some kind of fast recovery, that the muscle breakdown is already helped by drinking some recovery drink afterwards. But that's nothing special to add. Something many times overlooked is that if you train so hard for so long time, you definitely have to love it. You don't do it because you get a paycheck. You don't do it because your mama or dad or your, what was it, an uncle or a friend asked her, would you try to do it? No, it's she must have found a purpose.
Right, exactly. It must have come from the inside. All right. It's one thing if that someone encourages you to do something
Mhm.
more because they see something potential in
And
you. That's one thing. But it's another thing when you do it yourself, because
Mhm.
her cousin was the one who introduced her, correct? Was that yeah, the cousin?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, so
So she said introduce her. So she was introduced, but then
at
she
the,
must have taken over with a purpose for herself. And since she ended up silver last Olympic Games, she must have been eyeing out at the gold medal for a while now.
at the end of the day, you will be the one to choose whether should I pursue it,
Mhm.
or okay, I'll just sit here and do nothing about this
Yes, yes.
opportunity. So yes, that is inspiring to me, her story.
The good thing about this is, because it's a prediction I would make, is now that the barrier of the first Olympic gold medal is broken, or you can assume that more Olympic gold medals will come.
Yes.
Those Filipinos who are now already training for many years, they will now have the belief set, if Ms. Diaz can do it, I can do it. So
Yes.
it's no more the barrier is broken. So maybe next Olympic Games, maybe it's not yet finished. I don't know if there are other participants of the Philippines who are performing for a medal, but you can assume that the next generation or the next Olympic Games will be trained, will be ready to say, she did it, I will do it here too. We are able to make in this or other disciplines more gold medals.
Yes. She actually did, okay, the first thing, she's the pioneering in that gold medal award in the Olympics, and definitely more and more will come because of the inspiration that she brought. Okay.
So that's the purpose in life is important. What I also saw in the interview, and it's very important too, you have to train and find not a happiness in it from the purpose, but from the people around you. Imagine training with your physical coach day after day after day for 25 years, maybe one or multiple physical coach. But you need to have a great team around you who loves you and cares for you. And I heard her saying that she missed her family a lot. So I think she got a lot of social support from her family, from friends in the Philippines. So if you do like her sports, individual sports, it's incredible or very, very important. So I think that's part of the Filipino strength, that there is a strong family, a loving family at home who is there in the good and the bad moments that you have to go through.
Right. That's pretty remarkable for Filipinos, especially. We have that bond where we really support each other, whether you're far away from your family or your friends. They always try to keep in touch with each other. And so, right, going back, I just want to put some a little bit or reiterate this part in the preparation about mental or psychological, because I hear more and more trainers or experts in sports where they say that winning competitions, high-end competitions like Olympics, is more of mental game or mental or mind game. And so, what do you think about that, Renaat?
Yes, it is definitely that's the way how now medals are won. You have to be good physically, you have to be good mentally, and especially on a peak performance like Olympic Games, you have to be able to deliver. And once stress and comes into play, it works on the muscles. So you can lose a lot of muscle power in the weightlifting area because of the wrong tension. They call it the muscular tension. So your brain is connected to your nervous system. Small biological explanation, but it's that nervous system is sending signals to those muscles. And if those signals are not as you train, then in training you can lift maybe a very great weight that you would say, hey, I'm a gold finalist, or I'm a finalist, a gold medal winner. But on the moment you still have to perform it, and then those little doubts or those the stress of the moment, the crowd, the competition. It's a competition because one is pulling this weight, the other is pulling that weight. It's not that it's 1, 2, 3 and you win the game. It's a build up to that final, and on every stage that you have to perform, you can start doubting: is this my final pull, or will I be out of the game? There is always the problem of the weight that you can hurt yourself. So you have to be prepared that you are not afraid of the weightlifting. So the mental game, I think it's the game that you have to win.
Yeah, that's right. That you have to overcome first, because really, well, we're getting technical more into that, and thanks for your explanation. But really, I've seen the power of mental, and psychological training in our body. For me also, I feel that as I train more to wake up early in the morning, to discipline myself, and okay, read some inspirational subject or books every day, it changes my mood, and I get to perform more, I get to become more productive, and that's how I feel personally as I do little trainings for myself, and of course much more for athletes like Olympic athletes.
Definitely, with the kind of mental training, to make it practical, you have to think about breathing exercises. Definitely in the weightlifting, it's not only your arm muscles; it's from your legs to your core, and in the core is that that breathing. The breathing will play into the diaphragmic muscles. So the breathing exercises she must be included. Breathing exercises work also on the mental. The meditation can be part of it. Maybe various forms of meditation can be involved. There is the internal dialogue. There are strategies to build up the mental toughness that you have to endure of a competition. So there will be coaching talks. There will be self-talks involved that the athlete is talking in advance with herself. The goal setting will be there, because your goals have to be realistic. You cannot put your goal. You cannot only say I become gold medalist, because you don't know what the other weightlifters will pull. So you have to work with your goal. Like, I will pull this amount, and that's your goal. And if that amount is the best at the games, you are a gold medalist. So it's a tricky play of giving your best with the mental game and the goal setting. The dialogue, journaling can be involved, and other practical things like that.
Wow, that's a massive, valuable information. Thank you, Renaat. Okay, so before we finally end, do you have any final words? I want to thank you also for sharing this great information. You have great knowledge about sports and our physical body, since you have backgrounds in that area, and also you did wonderful. I mean, you studied and graduated with flying colors when you studied. So great job for that. And do you have anything to add before we end?
Yeah, maybe wrapping up, because now we went a bit technical. It's back zooming out to the first gold medalist, and I don't know if it's a coincidence or not that it's a female who is able to break through. Maybe next year, maybe there are Filipino weightlifters who are also top in the competition, but maybe they have a very tough opponents. I didn't do research into who is the best Filipino athlete on the Olympics nowadays, but I think you can go broader in there. Why now? Obvious, she went already 3 times before, so it's not a one day lucky shot that she did. I wouldn't be surprised if from this moment on she would. I don't know. I'm just saying it can be that she tried in 4 years again, or actually it will be 3 years. With the situation last year, that we will see. That for me, I do know that not all sports are Olympic sports. So I believe, as Filipinos, yes, Olympic sports. It's the first gold medalist, but I know that you have a great boxer.
Yes.
Let me say, Mani remembers it good. No, so definitely there are other great performers. There are other great warriors in their sports who get exceptional physical performance out there. I thought that there were some like kayaking or canoe competition, but it's not an Olympic sports
Oh,
that
yeah.
the Philippines is participating in?
Oh, by the way, skateboarding. I've heard that Filipino athletes are doing very well as well in skateboarding. So you see, I mean, what Hidilyn Diaz achieved just open up our minds for Filipinos that okay, don't just focus on basketball or this, popular sports or football, but we can open up into other sports where we can really excel, and we've just shown it with Hidilyn Diaz.
Mhm.
So
Yes, and for me, if any other, like I like to hear or read, and I will personally comment back if you know another athlete or sports area that Filipinos are performing well in, yeah, shout it out in the comments. It's maybe another video like the first gold medal, but there are definitely other top athletes who are the performed well now or in the past. And of course, except the sports athletes, there are multiple other areas where Filipinos perform well in.
yeah.
That's sidekick to for me to close it here.
Yeah, definitely. If you know any more athletes who are excelling in other areas, let us know in the comment box. We will create another live session for that subject. All right.
Okay.
So Filipinos definitely got lapu-lapu blood. All right. I'm proud to be a Filipino.
Oh,
Okay. So thank you for watching, guys. Kindly like and share this. If you find this helpful, feel free to share it to your friends and loved ones. And feel free to check out www.pinoyreal.com for more valuable insights. All right. Thank you again and have a great weekend.
have a great weekend.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.